Hey guys, what's going on? I know I haven't posted in a bit, but I've been working on my Shine project as you saw in the previous video. So this video is actually for the Shine chat. I'm just deciding to post it to YouTube because I used to post content like this. If you're an OG fan, then I used to post daily forecast and reviews. I used to do weekly forecast and reviews, all that sort of stuff. So I'm bringing that back for the Shine chat, but I'm also going to be putting this onto YouTube as well. So anyone else who wants to see what Shine chat is all about, this is it. This is going directly there. So I'll make sure to leave the link in the bio. So yeah, let's get straight into it. So we're going to start off with the total market cap for crypto because this gives us a really good overview of what the whole market is doing. Now, the thing is, whatever we see here, it's going to be very similar across every single, or like most assets anyway, because this is a collection of all of them. It's an index of all the cryptos. So what we can see here is I had left the note from yesterday, like a few days ago. We have a rejection to the support forming a higher low. Now you would say, oh Dion, like isn't this technically the higher low, or isn't this a higher low? But this is only on the daily. When I look at like big movements, I'm on the weekly time frame. So as you can see, we do have, it is the higher low from here. High, low, higher high, higher low, and then the trend continues as I have mapped out. So what am I looking for pretty much in the market in general? Like I can sum up the entire video right here. We formed a higher low at the support. So now we're looking for upside movement up to this key level at 2.9 trillion market cap pretty much. I do feel like price is going to rally and break above that to create a higher high. Then it's going to come down and form the higher low and continue the trend. All I did for this, like this prediction, was I copied the exact movements from the previous, like the previous impulse movement, the retracement, the impulse. And like price moves in patterns, right? It tends to move very similar. So all I did was I found this support, pulled it over to this support, and as you can see, it's like mapped itself out where the retest, like the pullback, is actually flipping the current resistance into support, which is what usually happens when we're on an uptrend. Like the resistance flips into support and it just keeps flipping, and it carries on like that. That's how I mark that out. So let's look at Bitcoin. You can see it's a very similar situation where we have been forming, we found a support down here at 30,000. We came up, came down, we tested 40,000. We made an impulse movement. We found resistance up at the all-time highs, just roughly at around the 67.5k. And now we've pulled back down into, I believe, the 54,000 level marked by this like this little box. We've shown a strong rejection over the last week, but I'm going to go over into the daily because that's what we're looking at. We had a very bearish candlestick a few days ago. Then we had, like, the next day was a lot of indecision. You could see there wasn't much volume in the market at all. We had a little push up, a little push down, whatever, but then the next day the volume kicked in. We pulled down into 54,000. We found a whole lot of buyers. Price pushed itself up, and currently today, we're still making our way up with a small like resistance being found here. So what's going to happen for Bitcoin? I guess whatever Bitcoin does, it's going to reflect on the whole market. When I said the total market cap reflects the whole market, that's true, but majority of the market cap is Bitcoin. So really, Bitcoin is what influences the rest of the market. And that total market cap just reflects that along with every other asset. So yeah, currently we're bullish on Bitcoin. I feel like if price cannot find its way back up to form a higher high, then obviously it has to go somewhere, right? So it has to go down, or it's just going to consolidate. Pretty much, I'm just going to see how price reacts to 54,000. That's where I have my eyes right now. I'm not looking at entering any longs on Bitcoin or any of that. Just if it breaks 54,000, then we're coming down to the next level, and from there we could possibly see 40,000 get touched. But the way I trade is, if I can't see any opportunities to enter, then I'm just looking for, the opposite. Like what could happen if things don't go my way. So that's why I have my eyes on 54,000. On Ethereum, we're performing much better than Bitcoin. We can see the past 2 days have been much more bullish. Over the past 2 days, we've had a what, like 11% gain. We'll go over to the weekly. You can see it's the same thing. We're just making higher highs and higher lows on these weekly charts. High, low, high, and then we form the low at 4,000, which is, I feel, is a very strong key level, because you can see it was acting as a resistance, and now we've broken through and we've flipped it into that support. You've shown strong rejections from these wicks. We've got a doji. Price doesn't want to. It's indecisive. It doesn't know if it should keep falling down or if it should go back up. But now, so far this week, we've seen some bullish movement. So that's indicating that, hey, I think we've got the buyers on our side right now. So ETH is a little bit more clear as to see like what price can do. So I can see this short-term resistance here. So I'm gonna put a box over that. So right now we're in this area of resistance. I feel like price could range, but all I'm going to have my eyes on is, will price break below 4,000? If not, then my targets are set to 10,000 USD. So I am expecting price to either consolidate, then break through, or honestly just rally through and break through this level, come to this last high, and hopefully break this level and, you know, go into price discovery, making that all-time high. So over here for Solana, this is not a trade I'm currently in. I just put this on the charts just for a member who I was on a talk with yesterday. He was asking me if I was to enter Solana, how would I do this? So I told him that, hey, based on the confluences which I see, which are higher highs and higher lows, we've got a equal support, like we've got a very strong support here, as you can see. Every time price comes into this area, we see a strong push right back out. And that support lines up with this trend line on the daily. Now, the higher the time frames, the more weight the technical analysis holds. So we found a rejection to the support. We found a rejection to this trend line, and price is forming higher highs and higher lows. So this is okay, sorry, that's a lie. This is not higher highs and higher lows, not even on the weekly, I don't think. Okay, that's a lie. On the weekly, it is a higher low. Sorry for the confusion. But yeah, you see on the weekly a huge, a massive wick. It's just wicks into this area. Now that we've rejected this area and we're making our way up, I decided to enter a long position, hypothetically, based on this candlestick. It looks like we're finding a little bit of resistance up in these areas here, but that's okay. Like, if price doesn't come down and break this trend line and this support, then my trade is still valid. It will only be invalidated when we have a daily close below these two levels. So I'm going to leave this on the chart, to be honest, and see how this plays out. I mean, it is a, like 42% gain, which is ridiculous, which is a really strong trade. So yeah. Next, we have Solarize Finance. You know, not too much action here. When I did see the daily, or was it the weekly close? Yeah, when I saw the weekly close below this support, sorry, it's now acting as a resistance, but it was a support. When it closed below there and this key level, it's more clear on the daily. I knew price was coming down to the next key level, and I actually have set an alert at 50 cents. Because once it comes down here, I do want to start entering some more positions. You can see there's not much volume, very small candles. There's just not much happening. But that's okay. I've got really good hopes long term for this project. Now we have DOT. So DOT had come down into this area of liquidity, as we can see. Like, it touched it twice, and look at the size of this wick here. Like, we've seen a very strong rejection, and over the past day we've had a bullish candle which is going up. Yeah, so pretty much before price had reached this level, I had drawn these two arrows. If price breaks below the 34 key level, then we're coming down to retest 26. But if not, and we see a rejection, then more than likely we're going to come and revisit 46. So if we can reclaim the 46 level, which in my opinion is the next key level, then honestly I feel like that's going to send us into price discovery. We may come and break these all-time highs, which would be awesome to see. So FTT, this token is the native token for FTX, which is the like exchange I use. I like this exchange a lot, hence why I'm invested in it. Currently what we see is higher highs and higher lows, like in the grand scheme of things. And And then price started making equal lows. So they were not making lower lows, but the lows were not making like they weren't higher or lower. They were just making equal lows. And then the highs were becoming lower. So that what that showed to me was this pattern. I don't know what to call this pattern. I hate calling things certain names because I see them as they are, which is their price action. So pretty much what I see here is a very common pattern which I see across, you know, for the whole time I've been trading. This is a reoccurring pattern. When I see this on an uptrend, which is lower highs and an equal low, then I look for this to happen, which is price like squeezes itself to the end of the triangle, and then we have a break, some sort of break and a retest. It either retests the previous high that it created, or it retests the trend line, or dips down. Now I really like it when it dips down into the support and shows a strong wick, because from there like price usually flies. So what I'm waiting at the moment for FTX is for price to, you know, play out this pattern. I want to see what it's doing. Currently it's just ranging towards the lower end of this range, but I'm not looking to enter any trades until I see the break of this trend line. If it breaks to the downside, I'm not selling it. This is a long-term investment. All I do is buy. Not financial advice, that's just how I roll. Mina is boring as fuck. It's just in a range. Every time Mina breaks above the $5 mark, we see a full pullback down, and then we start consolidating. We've seen it here again. It tried to break through the $5, but it came back down, and now it's consolidating. Extremely boring price action, but I'm holding Mina until at least 2025. I've got really high hopes for the long-term vision of Mina. So yeah. Also, if you're unsure about what any of these coins and tokens are, on the Shine chat, I'm going to make a full written report about what the coin is, what my thought about it is. Yeah, just going to do a full fundamental and technical analysis on it, and I will have its own section there. So if you're interested in what I'm invested in, you're interested in what my portfolio is, head over to the Shine Discord, and like everything's going to be there. Next, we have SNX. I haven't been paying attention to it because the price action's been very shit. Honestly, if we break a level down here, I'm going to get out of the trade. But so far, you know, yeah, it's not looking too good. I'm willing to cut my position on this and reinvest, you know, my current like equity or whatever into other tokens. So, but that being said, if we do see a strong bounce off here and reclaims of certain key levels, we could see upwards of 250% gains just to get to the all-time high. So looking forward to that. Next up, we have Roon. I'm still waiting on Roon to pull back down into this trend line before pushing up. It's just a whole lot of white lines and candlesticks. Sorry if it's a little bit messy. But yeah, like, you know, price moves in key levels, right? So we've seen a rejection from this key level. We couldn't hold this one. We've broken through this one, and we've had a like a break and a retest pretty much. So you can see here, broken through, retest, and I feel like now if price can't hold like this area here, I think at $10. Yeah, if price can't hold $10, then more than likely we're gonna see price come down to like the $7, which I hope it does, because I want to buy a whole lot more Roon. So at the moment, my eyes are on the $10 mark. I'm actually going to set an alert, so when price does come down to this area, I'm going to know. Then we have Block, which is a metaverse token. My metaverse tokens have been doing really well. On my first position, I'm currently up 75%, and on my second position, I'm up 16%. Forex could never. Honestly, these kind of percentages, Forex could never. No hate on Forex though. Yeah, no hate on Forex, but yeah, so like I said earlier, with that pattern of the equal lows and then price making lower highs, that little triangle, you can see this play out here. We've actually seen price break out. We've come to this resistance, and now I'm waiting for it to come down to retest either the support or the trend line before making a rally to break this level and hopefully approach the all-time highs just up here. So yeah, that's what we're looking for at the moment on Block. Awesome performance on this token. Sand as well. Yeah, well, we'll go on to the daily and see. We've made a lower high. on the daily time frame, we've actually found a strong resistance up here at the $7.50 level. So yeah, price doesn't want to break above there, so we may see price ranging between here. I did feel like price was actually going to come down to $5.50 before I could enter more positions, but it actually held this key level pretty strongly. Will it continue to hold if price rejects this resistance? Will it range, or will it break down, gather the liquidity at $5.50 and then boost? Well, actually, I'll tell you that now. Let's look at where the volume is.
I'm so sorry.
That's alright. So yeah, most of the volume actually is in this area right here, as you can see indicated by the point of control. So honestly, I do feel like the price can actually bounce off this level here. If we, I'm going to draw a little box around here, just like this. And I'm going to get rid of my point of control. So yeah, honestly, if we see a strong rejection of this area, which I will actually highlight in a different color to indicate that this is where the most volume is. So I'll put it in red. If we see a bounce or a strong close above this on the daily, then more than likely we're going to see a break of the all-time high, and we're going into price discovery. Mana, not looking to, honestly, I think we're forming a range here. So a range between the 5.2 and this key level here. So on smaller time frames, it might help us out. We may be forming that triangle pattern, to be honest, but we'll have to see. So there's too many lines on my chart. Let me clean things up a little bit. So we do have this trend line, and we do have this support. So honestly, I feel like price could do something like this before coming up. Would not be surprised if this happens, but hey, that's just my analysis. We've made a lower high, but if we're going to come down and, if this is an area where all the volume is, so we will have a check again. So maybe from here, okay, so we're currently where the peak volume is, and where the next batch of volume is actually down in this level here. Just down here. So we could see price honestly come down to this level. Again, I'm going to clear the charts a little bit. I'm going to go like this. I feel like this is a little bit more accurate. So I'm going to wait for price to either reject this key level, this area of volume, or this trend line. If it breaks below, then I'm going to target these next lows at $2.20, and I'm going to buy a shit ton more of Mana, because I really like this coin. But pretty much that sums it up. That's the end of today's daily analysis. Like I said, I do this every day. I do it live on the Shine chat on Discord. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in learning, I am teaching at the moment. I am creating a course. Everything is for free. If you're an OG, then you know the whole principle of my channel. I'm here to give you guys as much value as possible. And I'm going to do it for free. At some point, I will start charging, just because this is taking a lot of my time and effort, and I do feel like with the amount of money that I'm going to charge you guys, you're going to be making more money if you follow my course, you follow my signals or the trades I take. I share everything, I'm open, I'm transparent about it all, so it's completely up to you. It's going to be free for a while, so join while you can, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the Shine chat, and I'll see you guys in the next video.